Hey friends, welcome back to the iPhone app tutorial. This is video number 26 and thanks for sticking along. What we are going to do today is continue from where we left last time, which is a search function. So go ahead and open your Xcode book tracker tutorial, and just to see where we were, just run the program once. And as you can see, the first time it takes a little bit of time, but once it is drawn, go to the search. These are the books you have before you go to search: Life as We Knew It, Dead Wake, The War That Saved My Life, Iron Thunder, so on and so forth, right? So what we want to do is go to search, and let's say you want to search on a book with letter D, so it's a Dead Wake. Uh, Letter S, you can see that this S not necessarily has to be a starting letter. It could be anywhere in the string. It's again capitalize or small letter, doesn't matter. It tells you what books you have, and it dynamically populates. If you say SC, it'll bring in the book and the last scintilla, right? What we want to do next is we want to see if we can have the author name to be searched as well. For example, Dead Wake is written by Eric Larson. So if I say Eric, nothing comes up. Last scintilla is written by me. If I say Shantanu, nothing comes up, right? Why? Because our search is based upon only the book name. So let's stop the program and see how it is functioning. You know, there is one editing change text field button function, which is the search text field function. So as you type in the function that is called as filter books array, what the filter books array does is it filters on all books. All books is where all your books are stored. If you recall, that's where you're loading everything. And then what you're doing is you are from the all books filtering out only those books where the book name contains the text which the user is entering. So if you enter S, it searches for S. If you enter ST, it searches for ST, right? And these are the function that helps you to remove the white spaces if they're in the front and or in the back, and capitalize converts the first letter of every word to capital because that's how you have stored it in the repository. And then once it is done, it comes back here and it reloads the table. And if you see the table function, it actually looks for the books count, and based upon the number of books in that particular array, it paints all the books using the self-for-row function, right? And if you see here, we have two variable array type of entity type book and all books. So if you need to do an author search, the text will be same, but you need to do the same kind of search button author, right? The only difference here would be we will say books.append. Why? Because if you don't do books.append, what will happen is it will replace all of the search it has done for the book name. So you want to add to it an array as a function known as append. Use the append and use contents of as a constructor. In the contents of, what you need to do is you need to again do a filter, right? So just like in all books filter, you say all books dot filter and delete this whole part, and you say filter. I'm going to write a function inside the filter. So press and enter for readability purpose. Similar to what you have done here, I'll say book in. You'll return all the books where the book dot, this time the author name, contains you'll say text. However, you want to trim the white spaces, say trim characters in, and then the white spaces. You want to also capitalize it, so put this whole thing within brackets and say capitalize, capitalize and end the bracket, and force this so that it knows that the value is existing. Once you do that, what it is basically doing is it first searches on if there's any book with that text. If yes, it will add all of those, and if it has a author name, it will add those as well. Okay, let's go ahead and so we don't have to do anything more because it is adding to the same books. It is going to reload the table, that will be done, and then it will reload everything. So this time if I search, if you recall, if when I typed Eric Larson, nothing came up. But this time if I type E, for example, dead wake should come up. There you go, right? Shantanu, I have a book also with S. So if I say type S, it gives me everything, including scintilla. But if I type SH, you see that that name comes up. Let's do one thing now. Right now, I'm telling you there's a name, author name, but you're not able to see it. So how do you ensure that you see the author name side by side to the book name? So that's a table view change, and there's a way to do that. So I'm going to teach you about how to display an additional text on a table. There are other ways to do table as well. In a future tutorial, I'll show you customizing the table view. But there's some standard views you can repurpose and reuse. So I'm going to show you that. So this time I want to show the author name and the book name together. So for that, what you need to do is when you are doing this let cell equal to table view cell, there is another constructor available which allows you to display additional text beyond the text label that you're currently showing. How do you do that? For that, let's say for now, I will not delete it for now. Let's say let, so you can compare both, and we have to then comment one. We'll say cell one, just to give a different name to it, and say cell one equals to, instead of saying table view.dq reusable cell, you say UI table view cell. UI table view cell has a constructor which is style. The different style you want to use is a style is, what is a style? You can say UI table view cell style dot, there's a value one. Oh, I did something wrong. Okay, UI table view cell, and then it says cell style dot, you will say there are different ones value. You can try all of those. I'm trying the value one. Try them and see how they come together, value one, value two, substring, and others. And reuse is same that you have given the name. So that name, if you recall, is in your table view, and I can show it to you to refresh in memory and say set. And then once you have done with that, what you got to do is you can simply say cell one, so that the cell one is used for displaying the text value. Okay, let's try to type it again. Okay, let's not use this. Let's say cell one dot text label dot text is equal to, you know that what you need to display, books index path dot row, that is the current row, and then the book name. You need to give the author name as well, right? So it's a cell one dot, you will say a detailed text, I believe, detailed text level, right? This one, you can say text. This time you'll say books, but index path dot row, but instead of book name, you'll say author name. Cool. So this is what you have. Let's now comment this one, and say return cell one. That's the new cell we created. So you can see the difference here is it is not forced since we created one. The difference here is the cell one uses UI table view cell rather than the table view DQ reusable cell, and within that it is using a particular style and is reusing the identifier cell. And that cell, if you want to see it again, as I promised you, I'll show you once again. Go to the table view, and if you recall, that table view would have the cell. That's the name we gave, right? Identifier is cell. If you give a different name, of course you need to come here and give it, otherwise it'll land up in an error, right? Now let's run this and see how it all comes together. So now go to the search, and if I say Eric Larson, you see that name comes up here, right? S, you see all the names are coming up, right? So if I say SH, only that name comes up. I say Malcolm, comes up. Now what I want you to do is play around with the value, cell style value. Also at the same time, you can see that the display, the font is too big, right? So if I say this, can I make it small or make the table large so that the visibility becomes much more clearer? Try doing that and see how it comes together. Another function I can give you is, let's say if I press star, I should get all the books. How do you implement that? Try that as well. We will come back again in the next video and showcase all that to you. Until then, keep coding, and if you like this, please give a thumbs up, provide your comment if you have any question for me, and share it with others if they want to learn. There are 25 videos, or rather this is the 26th one, where you can learn how to create an iPhone app using the Xcode tutorial. Thanks again. Thanks for listening. Bye.